Now, voted on the polls recently, and this one was requested quite a lot. Derby County is today's rebuild.
Yeah.
Obviously, for the reasons that they find themselves in a lot of trouble right now, they may not even exist at the end of the season.
No.
Who knows? We can take a look here. The Sky Bet Championship, 21 points deducted. By the way, random number.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's obviously 7 wins. Maybe that's the reason for it, but just round it down to 20, innit? Like, give them a little bit of advantage. They are in administration. 6 points deducted from Reading, violation of budget rules. A lot of people have been requesting to do that as well. So we start off with quite a hindrance of minus 21 points. We've got to win 7 times before we even break even. Yeah, so that's going to be quite difficult. Now, the administration thing is obviously happening right now in the game as well. When you start the game, they're in administration and they're looking for new owners, which means there's no money, there's a transfer ban and everything until the end of this season. So no transfers at the start of the season, but there was a new owner. This is where it gets really funny, because people asked us to do this because it's going to be really difficult.
Right, go on and hit me with it.
The guy who came in, Sean Bennett, is a tycoon takeover, which means he's rich as hell.
Oh, brilliant.
So everybody was like, yeah, do that one. It's going to be really difficult. The 4th of August, so about a month into the game, tycoon takeover. Here's loads of money. We've just got to survive the first season from the championship, and then we can start making transfers. So I know that is obviously not what you guys expected, but hey, I didn't, this is what happens to these things. We take a look. We haven't got no transfer budget yet, but if you go to our club information page, we are rich.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes no sense. So I mean, obviously we got no transfers. No point in showing you that. We'll dive straight into it. I'm going for this tactic. It's very weird. It's very different. Now, my thinking behind it is there's a couple of players I know that they have are very good in this centre attacking midfield role. However, they don't have a lot of players, obviously. They don't have a lot of, really class players. So I needed to play to the strengths of Derby, but also being very conservative.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm playing positions like wide midfielder, because I can adapt what they're actually selected to do. So all I want to do is shoot less often. I don't want them to be bursting forward. I don't want them to be tackling hard. Just stay out on wide and just be a little bit more secure. Same as the DM role. Dribble more, shoot less often, tackle harder, and we got a Roman playmaker in the middle there. So we got a target forward up front. We got a couple of strikers who can do this role. Not to the best of the Championship's ability, because it's a very tricky league, obviously, to get out of.
It's a very hard league to get out of.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but we've got a couple inverted wing backs and a sweeper keeper. So if I was to do pick without restriction, this would be the best 11. This is what it would look like in this team. Of course, we've got a lot of injuries at the start of the season. A few players are out for 4 to 5 months, which obviously is not helping our situation. 6 to 9 months there for Forsyth. They're in so much trouble right now. But going back to real life, Wayne Rooney doing a fantastic job.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, it's not looking too good at this particular moment, but he has done a good job, I feel, this season. And what I liked about it as well, when there was all that sort of stigma about who was going to be the next Man United manager.
Or Everton manager.
Or the Everton manager, as well. He just stood a hand up, don't even put me in that bracket. Yeah. I'm not interested. I'm staying here. I'm staying here to do a job. Yeah. My job is to keep Derby County up.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that he would do it.
Absolutely, me too.
As Kevin Keegan says, I would love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have played a few games so far. Let's take a look at the schedule. We started off with a 4-0 victory in the Championship against Huddersfield as well. Not a bad result there. Stearman, Tom Lawrence got 2, and Luke Plange, who's been playing up top, with a 73rd minute goal as well. Also, we knocked out Birmingham in the EFL Cup 2-1. I mean, it's a cup competition I wasn't really bothered about, but we still won it, I guess. Peterborough, 2-2 draw. That's going to be a team that's going to be in and around us, I feel, Peterborough. Tom Lawrence got himself sent off, which is annoying. And they scored in the 83rd minute too, after we were 2-1 up for such a long period of time. But then 2 bad results came our way. A 2-0 loss to Hull City, Longman and Syed Manesh, in the 90th minute. And Middlesbrough, this one, 92nd minute against Middlesbrough, which are a very good team.
I would say I'd have took a draw there. I know we're at home, but a draw is a good result against Middlesbrough. We know what they're like at the moment. Yeah. They're a good side. Speaking
of Everton, though, they're in even more trouble. Yeah. 2-1 victory.
What's on here? Let's go on.
93rd minute, Dele Alli scored as well.
I don't know if you can remember going back to the when we said about the transfer deals and all that, and I said Spurs' best deal was getting rid of him. Dele Alli. He's not even in the squad now. He don't get on the pitch now, does he?
No. It's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we had the derby match against Forest. And we beat them 2-0 at home.
Local rivals, yeah, they take that every time. Fans.
We are doing what we can to try and keep Derby County up. If we take a look at Luke Plange, obviously he scored quite a fair amount of goals. We've got him on loan from Crystal Palace. Now, this is a deal I think we are paying no wages to, and I might have just signed him. I can't remember whether they signed him or I signed him. No, I think it is actually they've already signed him because I can't sign anybody. We're just not paying any wages. I knew that was the case. So, for a fact that he's just playing for us for free, he's only 18 years of age, and he scored 4 goals in 5 appearances in the league so far, 6 in 7 in all competitions. Yeah. So yeah, really well done. Obviously, competitions, we are going to be last, but minus 14 points. We've picked up a few victories so far.
This could be our hardest point, is just staying in this league.
Just staying up is going to be the hardest point. And we've got Bournemouth in the 3rd round there. Right, let's simulate the first season. And the first season, we survived.
Just 10 points.
By 10 points.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, so if you add the 21 points onto 47, obviously we're looking at 68 points. We'd be in the playoffs almost.
Yeah.
We'd be joint there with Coventry, who is in the playoffs. And I dare say, I mean, we had 6 goal difference. I don't know whether it is down to goal difference or against each other versus, but hey, we've done very well there to survive. Nonetheless, with minus 21 points, Reading couldn't. 33. So that's fantastic, isn't it? That's all we needed for that first season.
I think that's going to be our hardest bit done.
Exactly. Because
everything
now
else is a bonus now.
We've got £33 million to spend.
Yeah, Tim. This is like being Newcastle, isn't it?
It is. It's like having Newcastle.
One minute you ain't got no money, next minute you got loads.
No money, no players, and it's like, actually, it's £33 million. So, fair enough. Other competitions then. 3rd round by Bournemouth. 3rd round of the FA Cup by Newcastle. Speaking of Newcastle, there we go. So, I mean, so now that we're a rich club in the Championship, we've got great training facilities and youth facilities, of course, because Derby County, the infrastructure around the club is fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
The stadium's beautiful to look at. Yes, it's a great fan base. Obviously, a club with, and it's actually, I mean, I was surprised to see this, grass and synthetic mix.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's durable pitch as well. But
I think quite a few grounds have done that.
Yeah, recently for the winter.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it in there.
So for a club with so much history, because of course, what happened with Brian Clough taking over the club in the 70s, and we have that solitary FA Cup.
They won their first league title of the highest league in 1972 under Brian Clough.
Yeah.
Their FA Cup, there's a little story to tell with the FA Cup. The actual team themselves, Derby, were formed by Derbyshire Cricket Club.
Okay.
Because they wanted something else to do in the winter. So they just thought they would just form a football team. So they played on what we know as the racecourse ground, which is owned by the cricket club. So eventually, a few years later down the road, they wanted to move to their own stadium, and that's when they took over the baseball ground.
Yeah,
they took over the baseball ground. But the gypsies were living on this land.
Right.
So
Okay.
they evicted the gypsies. So whatever happens when you do the gypsies, they always do something, don't they? They put a curse on Derby not to win the FA Cup. They qualified 3 finals and lost all 3 finals.
Oh, what, after this curse?
After this curse, yeah. But in 1945, they got to the final again. They beat Charlton 4-1.
Yeah.
But a player called Jackie Stamps, he went to the Gypsies and asked them the day before if they would take away the curse, lift the curse for him. They went on to win 4-1 and he scored 2 goals.
How amazing is that? So there is their solitary FA Cup. Thank you very much to the Gypsies who lifted the curse in 1946.
So it was a nice little story to tell, and it's all to do with the grounds as well, really.
Yeah, because now Pride Park, they built it in 1997. They've been there ever since.
It's a lovely ground as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful ground. Yeah,
it's a good English stadium, and it's
very
all
compact,
in there. Yeah, very good.
Great atmosphere. Do you know what I like most about it? And you rarely see it, to be honest. Black seats.
Yeah.
I think that looks so intimidating.
Yeah, it does,
I really do think that looks intimidating. So, I mean, that's really like small, subtle thing that I've picked up there. But still, obviously the 2 leagues came in 1970s. Brian Clough being a big part of that. We all know the story. We love that film, don't we?
Yeah,
we love Brian Clough, so that's fantastic. And Nigel Clough, of course, has been manager a couple of times.
He's been there as well,
yeah.
And also Brian Clough's assistant, because when Brian Clough left, Peter Taylor took over, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, if I remember rightly, Clough didn't have much success with Leeds at the time, but he went back to Peter Taylor and asked him to come and help him again.
Yeah.
And it was...
Then it sorted out a bit, didn't it?
That's right, yeah. So he actually asked Peter Taylor to come away from Derby, and Peter Taylor didn't want to, but...
Some people have said we are the Clough and Peter Taylor of the FM rebuild community. I couldn't do it by myself now. Yeah. So, there we go.
Yeah, it's a good history with the Cloughs. And I mean, obviously, the biggest thing with Cloughie as well is what he'd done with Derby, because he won the league with them, but he also took them into Europe.
Yeah.
So he got them to the semi-final of the league, of the European Cup.
Yeah.
They lost 3-1 to Juventus.
Ooh.
But they reckon, there's a rumour going around that I read about the rumour and that the Juventus sort of tapped the old referee up.
No, that doesn't sound like something they do.
They had a German player playing for them, and it was a German referee. And Peter Taylor said he'd seen the German player before the game kicked off go into the referee's changing room, and he also seen him go in there at half time. And when he went in there to approach to find out what he was doing, the German player came out, said something in Italian, and all of a sudden these three massive great bodyguards come over and escorted Peter Taylor out of the referee's.
That does not sound like anything that Juventus would do.
No.
Not that Italian club. Never in their history. No, it doesn't sound like them. That's blasphemy. Right, okay, going back to the rebuild then, after this successful first season, let's take a look at who our heroes was. 50 appearances there for our goalkeeper who played every single game. Tom Lawrence, though, was our top scorer. Now, looks like he's been playing on that left wing or in behind the striker, so 14 goals and 13 assists. It's fantastic. I do think the signing that we had from Crystal Palace, the guy that was on loan, I think he's gone back already, so we can actually see he was probably our top scorer instead. It's just the case that he's returned from his loan deal.
Yeah.
Actually, he only scored 10 league goals in 27 appearances and 12 goals in total. So possibly I was wrong, and Tom Lawrence is actually our top scorer across the whole season. Mika Burith, who played quite a lot of games up top, he actually scored 10 goals as well. And we've got assists here from Camille, who is second in the assists, but quite a lot of assists throughout the club. And not bad considering, obviously, we've managed to save ourselves. So now we've got a lot of money. I very much doubt we could keep in a few of these players. They'll be replaced with some better players. So let's go forward to season number 2. Now, we have splashed some cash, let me tell you that. So before even the season ticked over into July, we had already spent roughly about £20 million. I went ham with it. So Matt Godden was our first signing from Coventry, a striker. Then we have Xavi Simons, who's named after Xavi from Barcelona. He's a Dutch centre attacking midfielder. A lot of promise about this guy from PSG.
Really, the Dutch with their hair.
I know, they like Rude Hullet, isn't it? He's like a blonde Hullet almost. We got Kevin Stewart from Blackpool, CDM, just filling out this squad now because we didn't have a lot of players, remember. Kadeem Harris plays on both wings naturally and fullback. Very talented player, 125k. We got Matthias Serrara. He's Brazilian. £2.5 million for a CDM. I think he's quality as well. Sam Byron, championship experience, quite a lot of it too. He's been playing at Norwich recently. £1.3 million. Very good right back, especially for the championship level. But this is definitely the talisman of the whole summer. Joe Gelhardt on a permanent deal from Leeds United. There's so much promise about this guy.
Good young lad,
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, they bought him from Wigan, sorry. He's then played a couple of seasons at Leeds, been on loan at Coventry. Didn't do that well, but he's already matched his goals tally and got 2 assists as well from us. And for 20 years of age, I think he looks fantastic. He's going to be the guy that we can pin our hopes on trying to carry us out of the championship. Not to mention, we also spent £2.2 million on Max O'Leary, the goalkeeper, Irish goalkeeper. Again, a fantastic player for the championship. Really like him. And finally, we've got a Danish left back from Lazio. Really talented player. Originally played from Brøndby. So 28 years of age. He's in his prime. But you can see here players like Colin Kazim-Richards, Ravel Morrison, they're all leaving on free transfers. They're not good enough for us now. So tactically then, I think we go one more season with this and try it out. See how we do in the league now with our new players because we've definitely got the personnel for it. So I think that's good enough. If we take a look schedule, it has been quite good. Wigan started off 1-0 victory. We beat Bolton 2-0 in the Cup. We lost to Huddersfield despite obviously beating them in the first game of last season. Then we won a bit of a barren run in the league. A 1-1 draw with Everton, who had dropped down into the Championship. 2-0 loss to Norwich though. Obviously they're going to be the best team in the league, I presume, dropping down from the Premier League. Barnsley, we beat them in the second round. Then, this is when things started to turn around a little bit. Birmingham, 0-0 draw. Luton, 3-1 victory. Then a 2-1 victory against Sheffield United and a 2-0 victory.
A 2-1 against Sheffield United is a good result.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a 2-0 victory against Bournemouth. 1-0 loss to West Brom. So I'm actually going to defend this because if you think about it, we've just introduced about 8 or 9 players.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
So getting the cohesion correct, getting them playing our way.
Looking at the start of the season then, the friendlies that we played in, they started bonding quite quick though.
Yeah, but that could be, I mean, if you look at it, that's July.
Yeah.
That could be a mixture of the two.
True,
we might not have actually started them yet.
Yeah.
So when they're starting to play here a lot in the league, this is where they're obviously struggling a little bit. 4 games there without anything, get a nice little victory in the cup, and then it's bang, we get 3 victories in a row. So now that we don't have any obviously money troubles and we have no reduced points, we find ourselves sat in 12th place. I'm happy with that, but with only 9 games played, there's a couple of teams who have played a little bit more with 14 points. So yeah, we're now comfortable. But finances, I mean, 33 million still in the bank, and that was our original budget. And next season's minimum 16 million. So they're already telling us they're giving us more money at the end of this season too. So that's fantastic. Let's crack on and simulate season number 2. So we find ourselves 5th in the championship, but unfortunately we were eliminated in the playoffs by Norwich. I mentioned, didn't I, how difficult Norwich are going to be. They find themselves against Sheffield United in the final of the playoffs, and that is still yet to be played at this point. When you look at the top
teams there, there's all teams you expect to be there as well, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that's true, very true.
I mean, Everton
champions. Yeah. Look who was top scorer.
Telly
Alli is the top
Never
scorer.
in a month of Sundays.
In the championship. Maybe in the championship. You don't know, do you?
No.
Players like...
No.
Players like Odsonne Edouard.
You're going to be an hard-working player in the championship.
Yeah,
you don't even do it in the Premier League.
Yeah. I'm quite shocked to see Crystal Palace do so bad.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've dropped down. They've promoted again now. But their team's amazing, I think. Yeah. Like now you look at it, with their forward play and everything like that. I think Patrick Vieira's done a fantastic job there.
Great job, yeah.
I think if that resided in Football Manager terms, they would be absolutely fine. But I think Football Manager came out a little bit too soon to see how well Crystal Palace are being played. Yeah. So it isn't to be this year, but it's a very promising start for sure that we can do it. So competitions wise then, FA Cup 4th round by Blackpool.
That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, and the 3rd round by Swansea. 2 teams in our division.
We knocked out quite early, really, didn't we?
So it's not too bad, I guess. But squad wise, 19 goals again from Tom Lawrence, but the top scorer was Joe Gelhardt with 22. Tom Lawrence also got 15 assists. If we take a look at the rest of the assists, Kadeem Harris also got himself 10. But look how many greens there were in average rating. It's really phenomenal stuff. And we also, I must have missed it, but Reece Williams is a loan signing that I made from Liverpool. Fantastic player, 6'5", great jump and reach too. So good signing that we picked up there. Now before we move on to season number 3, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Yes, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes that you can learn from every single day, with new premium classes being added every single week. They cover many different topics, so maybe if you'd like to start your own YouTube channel but you don't know how to edit a video, script a video, maybe even create your own thumbnails, Skillshare has you covered on all fronts. A top class that I would recommend is Marques Brownlee's YouTube Success. You get a look into the mind of a man who has been doing this for years and has millions of subscribers and perfected his craft on YouTube, whether it is looking at how he scripts videos, shoots videos, edits videos, and creates everything around it using his team that he has in production. This class is absolutely fantastic and I've learned so much from this, and I think you would too if that is the desired route you'd like to go down. But remember, there's so many different topics. Whatever you'd like to learn, you can do so through Skillshare. Skillshare is also ad-free, so you won't be interrupted during your learning, so that's obviously a lot better. And with them sponsoring me, you also get access to my fantastic offer that they are giving for my community. The first 1,000 people to either use my link at the top of the description or use my brand new fancy code Omega Luke will get 1 month free of Skillshare. Think of all the classes that you can use and watch and learn from in that 1 month. You can perfect your craft or whatever you're trying to learn for free using my code, again, down the top of the description, or my new fancy code Omega Luke. Just signing up, you help support me as a content creator as well, and thank you very much for Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Make sure, guys, you do not miss out on that fantastic offer. Okay, welcome back to the rebuild. It's season number 3. We've been busy this transfer window yet again because we have so much money. So, if we take a look at our signings, Max Lowe was the first name in the door. £3.6 million we've brought him in, is a left back, English, 26 years of age, with some championship experience, but he comes back to his club, Derby County. So that's a nice little thing that we've managed to bring him back. We sold him for £4 million, brought him back for free. Perfect, after he's had some Premier League experience as well. Welcome back, Max Lowe. Now, Eamon Brophy's a striker that I know quite well. I've used him in previous times. He's been a good striker on Football Manager from Kilmarnock. Now he's moved on from Kilmarnock. He's at St Mirren, and we have signed him because I think he can definitely do us a job in the Championship. His attributes definitely suggest that. Good composure, finishing, that acceleration and pace is fantastic, with 14 off the ball. Fantastic penalty taker. Good work rate.
Yeah.
So I think Championship level, this guy's amazing. We have made some other signings though. £15 million was spent. We've brought some free transfers in as well. Some transfers that I can't believe we managed to get. Jesus Vasquez is a wonder kid on this game. We've got him from Valencia on a free transfer. Didn't sign a new deal, so we've picked him up. Now we're going to be our starting left back, so we can't complain with that. No. Really good player. Another one is John Swift. He's been really good in the Championship, despite Reading obviously being a bit of peril right now. He's their main guy. We picked him up on a free transfer at the end of his contract from Reading, so I've got to be pleased with that one too. And Josh Bowler is the final one. He plays on the right-hand side. Really good physicals, that pace and acceleration, aggression as well, determination and flair, 17 for dribbling. Can plays on both sides, but predominantly on this right-hand side, and I do think it's time to look at the tactic maybe and see if we're better suited to do something different going forward. But before we do that, the money that we have spent, Ben Wilmot, £7 million on a centre-back. We needed a new centre-back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So Ben Wilmot joins us. Of course, we've been loaning players ever since. And finally, Jacob Greaves is the most expensive one, up to £10.75 million from Hull City. He's only 22 though. He is a very good player, 17 for jump and reach, and he's very tall. Good mental attributes. I think he'll do quality for us, alongside possibly Ben Wilmot. So, tactically, we're going for this. It's very attacking.
Yeah.
I think it's going to definitely suit us as well. Wing play, we're pressing down the wings, as you can see, using wingers on support. We've got a poacher and an advanced forward. That's perfect for Eamon Brophy and Joe Gelhardt. They both like both of those roles, so that's fantastic. We've got a centre midfield on support there with these instructions, as you can see here. A box-to-box midfielder helping out as well. Yeah, it's very standard 4-2-2, but it's attacking, and I like it.
I think minimum I want here is playoffs. Minimum.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we look at pick without restriction, this is our best 11. This is what the assistant manager would suggest we would be playing every single game, and it's hard to argue with that. That looks like a very fantastic team.
Yeah.
So schedule-wise, how has it fared for us? It's been okay. 3-1 victory to start things off against our rivals, Nottingham Forest, of course, the biggest rivals that we have there. A local derby. We beat West Brom 2-0.
That's a better win.
Yeah. It's only in the cup, unfortunately, but still.
Yeah.
A 4-1 loss to Bolton. It does look like they got 3 late goals. So, yeah, one of those days, I guess. One of those days. Championship's going to give you
we
those
didn't
games.
score to the 88th minute. So.
No, that's true. A 1-0 win against West Brom again, though.
So that's two good results against them, really.
Exactly,
They're a hard team to beat.
Yeah. Eamon Brophy with a 56th-minute win. Brentford coming down from the Premier League. Yeah. We held our own against them, though. 2-2 draw. We scored in the 80th and the 88th minute to crush their dreams. And we beat Middlesbrough 1-0 in the second round of that cup too. Matt got on with the goal.
That's our own back on them, innit? Because they knocked us out of the cup,
They did, correct. Yeah, so we've done all right there. So far, not too bad. We're in 9th place, 7 points. A few teams have played a little bit more than us. We've got Swansea again in the cup. They knocked us out again.
Yeah.
And we're yet to obviously enter the FA Cup. So, you mentioned playoffs minimum.
Minimum playoffs, yeah.
I agree.
I'd like to get into the top 2 for automatic, but...
Yeah, let's see how he plays out. And we finish in 3rd place.
And we got promoted.
And we were promoted through the playoffs.
Middlesbrough as well.
We beat Middlesbrough in the playoff final. We took a trip to Wembley and we won. 95th minute winner from Eamon Brophy.
Love him when they're late like that.
I mean, it doesn't get any later than stoppage time, but 95th minute, obviously pressing so much. It's a deflection as well.
I'll tell you what, though, the Middlesbrough defenders, they must have been absolutely knackered because no one was chasing him back.
No one was chasing him
He
back.
just like, I'm just going to run down through the middle and then anybody want to follow me? No. Fair enough, I'll take it then.
Have a free shot on goal. Still took a deflection. He still almost missed it.
He did, yeah.
But if you take a look at statistics, though, although it was 15 shots apiece, we had an XG of 2.38 to their 0.71. So really, we had 4 clear-cut chances. They had 0, so we did deserve to go through. We just didn't do a very good job about it.
We're there.
Exactly. We're in the Premier League next season, and we have £45 million to spend when we get there.
The 2 cup competitions there, we were knocked out by 2 good teams as well. So
yeah, 5th round by Liverpool, 4th round by West Ham.
So it's a good season, I think.
Can't argue with that.
Get and get knocked out of the cups by 2 Premier League sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't argue with that.
Good season, that.
I'm quite curious in the Championship how we played out throughout the season. Yeah, I mean, we were up there for the majority of the season. A couple of times we were in the top 2. We were just unfortunate to drop out at the wrong time, I guess.
It's good, though.
Swansea and Bournemouth joining us going up as well. So not a bad season whatsoever. There's some big teams now in the Championship that haven't managed to claw their way back up into the top. But yeah, it's good for us to actually get out of there.
Forest got relegated, so we got promoted.
Forest got relegated.
Brilliant for the fans, eh?
Exactly,
I bet they loved that, didn't they?
I bet they did. So, we only have £1.37 million left in the budget, which means we'll splash some cash again. Yeah, let's take a look to see who we've brought in. Okay, so at the end of last season, we brought in 2 fantastic players, one of them being Mason Holgate from Everton. Good defender, English again, plays at right back, can play in CDM should we need him to. A lot of Premier League experience as well. So we've got to be happy with that signing.
Definitely going to need it as well, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. It's another step up, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this signing, I possibly think, could be really crucial for us because I think we picked up a bit of a bargain here from the MLS. Facundo Torres, he's 24 years of age, Uruguayan. Look how talented he is, technically. Like a lot of 15s in there, really good. Plays in behind the striker. Yeah, exactly. So good physical attributes as well. Only 24. He's our star player. We're paying him 82 grand a week. But we can afford to do that now. And obviously paying £8 million. He's played 3 games for us so far. He did score a goal. He's played in the MLS for the last 3 or 4 seasons. So it's a good signing. Now we tick over onto the season. Harry Wilson was the first man I picked up there from Fulham. Happy with that.
That is a good signing.
That's a very good signing.
Yeah.
Set pieces,
he's so well at the moment for Fulham, isn't he?
Yeah. And set pieces, he's quality.
Yeah.
He is very, very good indeed.
At the moment at Fulham, it's all about the goal scorer, scoring all those goals.
Mitrovic,
and he's hit the record, isn't he, for the Championship?
Yeah.
But there's the supplier of his goals.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, a huge signing for the Championship team as well, £12 million. But yeah, we've managed to pick him up from them. So we're taking him further. I think they're in the Premier League, to be fair. Are they in the Premier League? Yeah, they have been in the Premier League, and he's been playing there. He's played 16 games last season. Not as many. We're going to give him a lot more game time than that.
Yeah.
3 games so far, 1 assist. So Harry Wilson, giving him the number 7, plays across the front 3. I think he's fantastic. But George Sanchez, £6 million, plays on both fullback positions. That's why the main reason why I picked him up. We need strength and depth now. He's Mexican as well.
51 caps.
51 caps for Mexico. Very experienced, and he's only 26.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really good. £6 million from Club America. The fact that he managed to get a work permit, I was most shocked with, to be fair, playing in the Premier League. Yeah. That's always the main problem. You think, oh, he's a really good signing. There you go, work permit, and you can't sign him. That has actually happened quite a few times for in any rebuilds, but especially in this one as well. There's been a few signings that I couldn't do because of that. But £22 million was spent on Martin Baturina. Now, this guy, centre midfielder, he's Croatian. I think he is quality. 21 years of age as well.
We're building a good squad.
Very good squad, because remember, Patreon members, you get access to this save game file on the £5 tier or above. Remember last time I said we were over 100 Patreon members? Yeah. We're now over 110, pushing on towards 120. So thank you very much. Remember though, I lost my Facebook contract, so I'm relying on you guys now to help me out.
They can have a bit of fun as well.
They can have a bit of fun, yeah. It's not like you just give me, I'm giving you something for free.
Yeah, you can take the challenge on that we're going to give you and see if you can do better than what we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best thing about it.
So for the price of a pint, you can support me on Patreon, £5 tier, and you get the save game files for all of this and all the experiments and like the Villarreal save, which has just finished as well, where something happened on that we're going to do a rebuild on. Sevilla got relegated after 10 years. So yeah, so you get the save game file for that, and we're going to do a rebuild on that. So that was a very fun season for that to happen. So yeah, patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming. Honestly, really do appreciate all you Patreon members. So yeah, £22 million. He's played in the Premier League last season. Norwich picked him up for only £4.7 million from Dinamo. But we need to pay the money now, and there's not a lot of players that we can pick up from other Premier League clubs that are going to want to come to us because we don't have the reputation yet.
No, that's right. Yeah, we're new on the block, aren't we?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, if you think about the last time Derby was in the Premier League, they got absolutely stomped.
They got the record for being the least
lowest
amount of points, and I believe it was 11.
So bad.
11 points.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Robbie Savage, I remember being part of that. So there we go. And he always brags about all the players he played for. No, Robbie, we remember. We remember you were in that team.
Yeah.
I think he was captain. I'm 100%
think
sure
he
he was
was,
captain,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So, I mean, if we take a look at club culture as well, develop players using the club's youth system, sign players under the age of 23, sign high reputation players. They want us to do a lot. They're asking quite a lot. They want us to play they want us to play direct football, but defensively solid football and counter-attacking football.
They wanted to do everything, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. We've got state-of-the-art training facilities now as well.
Just
with
keep
the
the crowd happy. That's what they want to do. Stay in the league, keep the crowd happy.
Yeah, for sure. And we do actually have a couple of really good youngsters who have come through the youth system. We've got a couple of 5-star players here. Callum Bagari, an Irish centre midfielder there. He looks fairly decent. We've got Kane Francis, another good left back who is also 5-star. But yeah, look how many 5 stars that there is in the youth academy.
It's good then.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Some quality players that we've got here for you guys to try out should you wish to, because I dare say they're not going to be ready for the Premier League. No. Now, tactically, I'm changing it around because obviously we were far too attacking last season to be playing that in the Premier League. We'll get absolutely annihilated against certain teams and get destroyed. We might pick up some results, but I think we need to be a little bit more sensible about it. So we've gone for this asymmetric tactic that we use in the Sporting rebuild. Now we've got a poacher role up top, so we've gone back to just one player up front. We've got the shadow striker. We've got a couple of players who can play in that role now. Obviously, we've made a few really good signings. Box-to-box, DM, inverted winger. And if we take a look at the unrestricted best 11, this is what he would suggest would be that best 11. Harry Wilson on the left. Torres there. We've got Vasquez, Lowe both playing. Yeah, this looks like a fantastic team if you ask me. Premier League proven team. Schedule-wise then, we have started off with a 2-1 victory against Crystal Palace. It's not a bad game to start off as well. Good victory because they only scored in the 93rd minute with Luis Suarez. Not that Luis Suarez, the Colombian one. I knew you'd fall for that one if I didn't show you it. Chelsea, 3-2 victory for them. We had a player sent off in the 65th minute and they scored in the 77th. So
that's a pity, really.
It is a shame because we managed to pull it back after being 2-0 down to 2-2, so it's just disappointing, isn't it? Middlesbrough knocked us out of the cup on penalties.
The cups with Middlesbrough.
I know, on penalties as well. And we scored in the 94th minute to equalise. Pardon you. Leicester, 2-0 against Leicester.
It's a good result.
Good result.
Yeah.
Very good result.
That's teams like that we've got to be beating.
Yeah, Midlands team as well, so a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's simulate the 4th season. So, first season back in the Premier League, 11th place.
Happy with that?
Yeah, securities, 51 points, joint with Leeds United, obviously, or the other Clough team.
Above Spurs.
Above Spurs, which is quite hilarious. And above both Everton and Palace, who came up with us too.
Yeah.
Fantastic result. Yeah, above Spurs, thought I'd say it again.
Liverpool, Man City, same points.
Liverpool, Man City, first time Liverpool's won the league. Man City has won it 3 times before.
Actually, looking at that as well, though, I'm surprised the goal difference for Liverpool is better than it is for Man City.
When they have Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he is 425 grand a week. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers is the current Man City manager. That's the reason why they didn't win the league.
Yeah.
Because how can you not win the league when you got Erling Haaland in your team? Jurgen Klopp is still there.
He's still there,
the manager of Liverpool. I'm curious now. Manchester United, Allegri. Right, okay, that's not too bad. 3rd place there. Okay, so that's not bad as a starting first season in the Premier League.
Yeah,
how about other competitions? 5th round by Manchester City. 2nd round again, obviously, by Middlesbrough because of that penalties.
Goal scores for Man City then. Did he score against us?
Let's take a look, shall we? So, in that 5th round, 3-2 we lost against them. He didn't.
Ooh.
That's a bit unfair, though. They don't have Erling Haaland playing, but they got Dusan Vlahovic, who's probably the 2nd best striker that you can get on this game, also playing for them. How did Brendan Rodgers not win the league? It's absolutely incredible how he didn't win the league with those two.
Didn't score enough goals, did he?
Didn't score enough goals. Unbelievable. But Phil Foden and Jack Grealish also got the other 2 goals there. But that is hilarious how that played out. But yeah, I'll tell you what we will do though. Let's take a look at the Premier League and see where we played out throughout the whole season. We were up and down. Yeah, so we did very well at the end of the season by the looks of it.
We come good at the end, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to also see who we did manage to beat, who we lost against. So the 15 games we beat Arsenal at home 1-0, which is a good result.
Good
there.
result, yeah. Because we got. There's a nice little link with Arsenal to do with a player that I quite like, and it's Charlie George.
Charlie George, fantastic striker.
Yeah. And 1975. We qualified for the European Cup because we won the second time we won the league.
Yeah.
So obviously the following season we was in the European Cup, and we come up against Real Madrid.
Okay.
And I reckon this is probably the best moment in Derby County's history for the home fans in Europe.
Okay.
They beat Real Madrid 4-1 at home.
Oh, huge result.
Charlie George scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, then their worst moment in European Cup probably come. They went and lost 5-1.
Oh, that's such a shame. Did you say that was a semi-final?
No, that was in the second round.
Oh, God, that's still...
Yeah.
You think, that's done and dusted then, off we go.
To beat them 4-1 at home, you're thinking, we've only got to go there and just...
Get something, yeah.
Park the bus or something.
Yeah.
And we're in the next round. And we've knocked Real Madrid out and they go and beat us 5-1. So, but Charlie George, good story. I always like Charlie George.
Very good. Yeah. Good history. They also beat Tottenham Hotspur there 1-0 at home. Yeah. We drew 6 games. Some big results there. Again, Arsenal. So we didn't actually lose to Arsenal. And we lost 17 against who you'd expect us to lose against, really, I'd say. So not a bad season in the Premier League. Goals-wise, 27 was scored from Joe Gelhardt. Not bad. Playing up front by himself now.
Good.
Very good indeed. We've got a few players there on 8s and 9s.
Any team in the Premiership would take a striker scoring 27 goals.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Assist-wise, Josh Bowler got 11 assists. Harry Wilson got 9. Jason Knight, 7. Facundo Torres, I'm quite disappointed with. He only got a 6.72, even though he's probably our best player. 8 goals and 5 assists. That's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need a little bit more from you, please, Facundo. Okay, let's go forward to the 5th season. 5th season, then, we've signed a Brazilian who can play on the right-hand side. A fantastic wonder kid on this game because he's only 20 years of age. So, yet again,
youngster,
for Patreon members, this guy is amazing. Angelo. £15.5 million. He's starting to play a lot for Santos now. He's had 1 full season. They're obviously halfway through their season when we've pulled him to the Premier League for £15 million. Gotta be happy with that signing. And then, I think this is a quality signing. From Sheffield United, Sander Berge. Centre midfielder, very good at everything. There's not something that he can't do. And he's 6'5", so he's an empowering figure there in centre midfield. And he's got a very good jump and reach too.
That's a big player for a centre midfield player, isn't it?
Huge, yeah. £8.75 million is all we paid for him because he's been in the Championship for 4 or 5 seasons now. So he's like, I ain't doing this again.
And he's consistently scoring goals as well, in the Championship, which is good as well.
Very good performer. And he's already got a very good average rating for us in the Premier League. So I think that's a really good signing at the start of the season. And then finally, a big sign is £16 million. Another really good centre-back. British/Irish. So he's not technically British. Irish. But yeah, Andrew Omambin-Mandele.
Yeah. I know him
Nailed
well.
it.
Yeah.
But I think he's a really good player. I think Norwich are actually playing him in real life at the minute.
Yeah.
And he's been doing quite well in the Premier League. So good pace and acceleration. He's 6'3". Good mental attributes. He can't pass the ball very well, but just defending, that's what he can do.
Yeah.
That's all we need him to do. That's all you need to do, Andrew. Yeah. Clear it out onto row Z. But £14 million is what we paid for him. That's obviously because Norwich are, again, in the Championship. That's where he played last season. Let's talk about a yo-yo club, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. Ridiculous from Norwich. So, tactically then, signings on the out, we didn't really have anybody. It's just like players leaving for free, where obviously they've played for a few seasons now. We just don't use them anymore because obviously of the promotion. So we don't have to worry about that too much. So tactically, we're going back to this because I actually think it did really well.
Yeah.
I think we can't argue with how well it did. We're going to play Andrew at right centre-back, as much as we possibly can. We've got one final season in here, which I do think is going to be slightly better than last season because I think we've improved the team and haven't lost any of our quality players. We've done very well at doing that. Our best 11 looks like this. So Gelhardt and Torres are playing really well with each other. The reason why I'm changing and playing Andrew at right centre back is because Holgate and Greaves, they just don't get on.
No.
When I seen this paired together, I thought, well, take it away then. We'll play Andrew there, and whether Holgate or Greaves plays alongside him, that's one way of getting out of that. But Vasquez comes into this left-back role because now we've got Angelo on the right. We can play Harry Wilson on the left, and Vasquez can come back in this left full-back role because he's probably the best left-back that we got at the club. So I think this, and obviously Sander Berge drops into this DM role perfectly. Really good role for him to join us with Gelhardt up top in the poacher role, trying to get as many goals as possible, schedule-wise. How do we start? A 3-2 victory against Wolves.
Happy with that.
Yeah. We followed up with a 1-0 loss to Newcastle, but they've signed players like Pedro Gonçalves.
Yeah.
They're going to be good in this now after
a
few years. I'm curious to see who the manager is at this point. Ten Hag.
Ooh.
As we're recording this, Man United have just inquired about compensation fees. So we're about 4 or 5 days before this comes out. I'm really, really hoping by the day that this comes out, he has already been confirmed, because God, I do not want Poch.
We just looked at your phone then because we thought Man United
just messaged
he's signed.
Yeah, imagine. Amazing. That would be so good, wouldn't it? 5-1 then against Forest in the It's great, isn't it? We they get relegated, we go up, and yet we still come up against them in the cup just to embarrass them, which is quite funny. Southampton 2-0, which is a good result because I think they're very much a similar side to us right now.
They are, definitely.
Good youthful team in the Premier League, punching above their weight, really.
Oh, yeah.
Southampton, they've been punching above their weight for a number of years. Okay, well, fingers crossed then. What do you think a successful season would be in this final season in the Premier League?
Well, finish above where we finish just now, so I would like to think we would just get into maybe the Europa League or something like that.
Yeah, like 6th or 7th place.
Good, yeah.
So we're predicted to finish 14th, 150-1. Not bad.
No.
But yeah, I would like to be finishing where Leicester or Newcastle are right there. I think we can possibly do it because, I mean, right now, we're up there. We're in 4th after 3 games. 6 points. It's not bad at all, but it's obviously staying there.
Yeah.
That's the tricky thing.
Got to be consistent, haven't we?
Okay, let's simulate this final season. Final season then, 9th place.
Ooh, just outside.
4 points. Only 4 points behind Tottenham.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah. But I mean, you look at all the teams that's there, like Liverpool, Man City again, top 2. Newcastle with the money. Chelsea, we don't know whether they got the money now.
No, I mean, but
they are a good team.
Before this, I've done this on the second to last update. They've done a new update where Chelsea are, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're about to be sold, obviously. They're transfer embargo and everything. But this is the one before that where they still got Abramovich in the club.
So you've still got West Ham, Man United and Tottenham all above us, really.
Yeah,
so
really, I'm only gutted about Leicester.
Yeah. To be honest with you, which is only 3 points above us. But the rest of the teams above us are teams that you would expect to be where they are. Yeah. So it's a good season, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, not bad whatsoever. 17 wins across the season too. Yeah. Some big results there. Again, another 2-0 victory against Arsenal. At Arsenal, 2-1 against Spurs there at home, big result there, and a 2-1 victory against Chelsea at home too. So we've picked up some good results there, to be honest. Benjamin Sesko has also joined the league as well, so he's a fantastic striker that we've seen a few number of times now playing at Liverpool. It's probably still Klopp. Yeah, it's still Klopp. I wonder whether Brendan Rodgers kept his job. He has.
He has, yeah.
Bloody hell. I mean, they have won Champions Leagues 2020. He won the Champions League with them. We were slating him. He actually won the Champions League with them that season.
That's interesting though, because the first time they won the Champions League is this year, 2022.
Yeah.
So that means they're going to win it this year then?
Well, we'll see.
They are one of the favourites to win it.
They are one of the favourites. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. It's just shocking that they just don't really have a striker and they're doing so well in it. It works great in the game, but it's so bizarre. So, other competitions then. We haven't had any silverware. Well, we had the playoffs. You can count that as silverware. It's a trophy at the end of the day. Let's not be too harsh on ourselves.
I'll take any time. I'd love to Arco to go to Wembley.
Good God, we stand a good chance in a minute.
We do at the moment, yeah.
Okay, competitions? No. Quarter-final.
Man City.
Both competitions, Man City and Fulham. Yeah, who are not even in our league, I don't think.
No.
So that's really annoying. Who did win the Carabao Cup? Fulham got to the final and lost to Newcastle. Fair play, Fulham.
Yeah.
They got to the final, and the FA Cup was won by Man City on penalties. They've won it the last 2 years. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, we got knocked out by 2 teams to make the final.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, absolutely.
It's not bad then, is it?
Joe Gelhardt scored 25 goals. Fernando Torres booked his ideas, so he scored 15 there. So I think he is your main talisman at front there. Well, at that centre attacking midfield, your main creative guy. He's a quality player now in his prime. Harry Wilson with 14 assists. Baturina with 12 assists. And Joe Gelhardt getting 10 as well. Okay, what do you think then, Dad, is the goal for the Patreon members for the next 5 years?
I'm not going to make it hard. I'm going to just say, win a cup.
Win a trophy. Yeah, whether it's Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatsoever.
I mean, obviously, I could easily just turn and say, get a better result in the league than what we did, qualify for Europe. Yeah. But that's going to be hard. When you look at the teams above us there, it's consistent there, isn't it?
Yeah.
The money talks. Go on a cup run. Try and win a cup.
Speaking of money, you have 78. Let me repeat that for you. You have 78 million pound to spend. Why are they giving it to them now?
Yeah.
It's so annoying, isn't it? And a good amount of wage budget too, because they are still ridiculously rich. Rich finances, as you can see there, superb training facilities. Everything's there for you to take this club on.
We've given you a youth squad coming through that's very, very good.
Yeah.
We've bought players that are young. The board's giving you the money.
Board is giving you a lot of money to back
and all I'm asking you to do is win a cup.
Yeah. I mean, you've even got players like this, though. We've got players out on loan, 18 years of age. He's a 5-star potential player. Really good centre-back that you've got here. There's just so much for you to do in the next 5 years. So if you'd like to take that on, Patreon members on the £5 tier, it'll be available right after this rebuild. If you check patreon.com/OmegaLukeGaming for the price of a pint, just £5. Thank you to all the Patreon members. There's been people who signed up for the whole year.
Yeah.
There's about 3 or 4 people who signed up for the whole year because obviously they want to support me, but 2, it's cheaper. If you sign up for the whole year, it's around about 50 quid. Obviously, wherever you do it every single, it'll be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But then they've got access for the whole year for all of the rewards that you get through Patreon. So thank you very much.
Any of you guys out there, if you're Derby fans, we really do hope that you do stay up this season.
God, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I really hope Wayne Rooney stays there and does a fantastic job. Yeah. Maybe even takes you into the Premier League. I'd love for him to be a hero there. I really would.
I mean, if Argo don't go up and Derby come down, we'll see you at Own Park.
We'll see you at Own Park indeed. Thank you very much for watching the video. Smash a like if you can. Honestly, it really does help the YouTube algorithm. And leaving comments down below of all your suggestions. Yeah. Everything like that really does help us. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next Monday, possibly for another rebuild. We have to take on the French team Bordeaux. Ooh. Nice, interesting. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.